NFL brings us to MetLife Stadium in the Garden State of New Jersey. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between our visitors and the New York Jets. Set to go now in Week 6 of the NFL season, and we are underway on EA Sports. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Now a first carry for Melvin Gordon. And that is the kind of tackling they want to see all game as he'll lose yardage to start things out. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And that'll make this a 2nd and 13.
Let's go now. That's it. Now the wolf. The mic. On the ball. Out. Mike 36. Mike. Hey. I got you. Check. Fresno.
Operating from the gun. Fields. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a 3rd down.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20, because to me, that's the magic number. 20-point score, you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
Check it out.
Throwing on 3rd and long. Fields. And that will be incomplete. So the defense able to get off the field here on 3rd down.
And it's one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on 3rd down? That's a nice start for them in this one.
On 4th down on now is the lefty Ryan Allen to punt.
Come on, fellas. Take over 1st and 10 at their own 31-yard line.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. A first carry now for Kareem Hunt. And he'll get this up only to about the 33. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Well, we saw them there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
I got him. Check. 3. Switch.
Mariota to throw it. Rush coming, and he's taken down.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
Check. Three. Tight end. Four down.
Hey, Buzz. 33. Check Mike 33.
Hey, watch the screen.
Here we go.
Watch the screen.
Third and long here for Mariota. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. A great pickup there, 35 yards, and obviously the first down to go along with it. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10.
Bang.
Where are they, team? 57's the mic. One.
Mariota now. And that'll be knocked away. It's incomplete. Robbie Anderson, the man he was looking for. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
So line of scrimmage still the 39 on 2nd and 10. Throwing, Mariota. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Desmond King picks it. And he'll take this across midfield and inside the 45.
And Brandon, the passing game for both of these teams is going to be affected as the game goes along. It's not looking like the rain's going to let up anytime soon, so that might mean a few more wobbly passes and wide receiver slips. And this one winds up getting intercepted.
Ready? Mike 40. Go ahead. Showing it.
Check. Lucky.
Now Gordon on 1st down. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's 2nd down.
Nice play right there to stop him behind the line, but I want to see how this defense continues to play him here in the first half.
Yeah, we know. You know better than I. He has the ability to take over a game, so what do you do?
Yeah, I think you have to make sure that you bottle him in at varying levels, because if you crowd everyone to the line of scrimmage, if he breaks through, there's nothing but room to run.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. From the gun, Fields. He's going to wind up and air it out. And that's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's 3rd down.
One thing I know from experience is that when the deep ball is thrown and you're the defender, you've got to fight that little bit of panic that emerges. You've got to play the ball really well. It's a 50-50 jump ball play. And guess what? They took a shot. How are you going to win it? And in this case, they managed to get it done.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
Watch 36.
Back to throw. Fields. Pressure, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back right around the 44.
Okay, was it a breakdown in protection? Did the running back not pick him up? What does it really matter? Sometimes it's just a great play made by the defense. Big-time sack.
Here comes Carter. Give him 11 yards that time on the return. And the Jets will take over 1st and 10. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. That opening drive ended with the INT. It didn't lead to points, but still not the way they were hoping to begin the game.
But how about going and telling your defense, thank you, a huge thank you. You said it didn't lead to points, stalled off that drive. Now they've got a chance to redeem themselves and maybe reward their defense a little bit by putting some points on the board on this one.
And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete.
You get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out punishment, but here, he's one that has to absorb the contact, and as a result, unable to hold on to the football.
Once again, they'll go from the 23-yard line on 2nd and 10.
All day, every day, any day. Check three, check three, check three. Check, 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 check. One.
They'll run with Hunt on 2nd down. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And it'll be a 3rd and about 13.
Shift. Three.
Here's Mariota. He'll buy some time, and he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Uchenna Nwosu got the sack there.
You've called plenty of games in your career. Do you believe in momentum, my man?
I do, and I think we're seeing it right here.
Oh, there's no doubt about it. The run that he's been on. How about that? 3 sacks in a game a week ago, and another one right here. Oh, he's feeling it in a big way.
The Chargers
Let's
take
go,
over
let's
first
go,
and
let's
10
go.
at their own 20-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going. They've had it twice. They've punted twice. Not the start they were hoping for.
Not at all, and let's face it, every facility we visit, everyone talks about converting on 3rd down, how big that is. In this situation, they've had to punt it away twice, so they're furiously going over things on the sidelines. What do we need to do to pick up a 1st down and change our momentum?
In trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line.
Well, so much for setting the tone of the drive offensively. Giving up a big sack that loses that kind of yardage, not a great start.
Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. Running right, it's a handoff to Gordon. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down. On 3rd down, Fields. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 38, and he'll get this back to the 32-yard line. CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training. So he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward. Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
So 2nd and 8 here after the pass play for 2 yards on 1st down. Mariota. That one complete. He finds Sharp. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
Hey, check Mike 33.
Mariota from the gun on 3rd down. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off inside the 5. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. The Charger drive about to get going. We sort of suspected that the elements might wreak havoc on both of these offenses, and that's been the case. No points on either side as this drive begins with a 1st down. They'll start on the ground. This is Gordon on 1st down. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down. We should mention, to go along with a great game he had last week, he was rightfully named AFC Offensive Player of the Week.
And he shares that with his offensive line, the tight end, his fullback. He's looking for more and more of that in this game.
The previous run, good for 9. Here's 2nd and a yard.
They're going to need some therapy after this. Shift. Check the backer, check the backer. Check 4.
Now Gordon. And some space here. And all the way down to the 40-yard line.
Let's go.
A big play there by Gordon, and even 50 yards on the ground. Terrific run from one of the fastest backs in the game today, a guy who keeps defensive coordinators up at night, no doubt.
Remember when we were meeting with the D coordinator before the game, and all he talked about was run fits, making sure our guys were in the right place so there were no creases?
They missed their fits, didn't they?
Yeah, there was no fit there. The only fit was at the end when he threw his headset down after that big run.
It'll be a pickup of 16 and a Charger first.
Well, coaches always talk about finding balance on offense. I don't think you get much more balance than this. Big-time run, big-time pass.
A 1-2 combination. Looked pretty good.
How about that? Let's see if they can continue to take that kind of a punch, though.
Kill.
Only a yard on the keeper, and it'll be second down.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, this big defensive lineman will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Okay, 36, right, 6 to Mike. I'm going to come back to you. Mike, 36. Mike, 36. And we heavy on the edges.
Looking to throw on second down. Fields buying time to his left. Nothing open downfield. He keeps it himself for 11 and a first down. Last drive, remember, similar situation. He forced a ball into coverage through the pick. He learned better there.
Yeah, similar to a golfer that's confronted with a shot that you just can't make. Sometimes you have to take your medicine, as they say, right? Just pull it down, take off, and go. Don't make something worse than what it was.
This is Gordon. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
Now, that was an excellent run. And when you see that happen, that's when you're seeing guys doing their job and then some people doing a little bit more. Offensive linemen and tight ends, they're expected to block. But the wide receivers, all they want to do is catch passes. So when they block on a big-time running play and create extra space, you've kind of hit the jackpot there.
They come out with one back and 3 tight ends.
You don't see me in your life. Let's go. Slam.
They'll go with the keeper, and he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. Only a yard there on the keeper, but that's all he needed. First down. They'll try and punch it in. Gordon. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down.
Brings up second and goal at the 3-yard line.
He's checking him. Check.
And now he'll tuck it and run. And he's going to get this back to the 3-yard line and no further. Call it no gain on the keeper, and it's going to bring up a third down. This defense against the run, by the way, they're not top 5, but they are top 10.
So what's your philosophy here? Do you try and run the ball against a team that's pretty good against the run? What if you're a pretty good running team? If so, you might want to go ahead and run it anyway because that's your strength.
This Jet defense so far standing tall. They need another stop now, 3rd and goal. He finds his receiver, Williams, for a Charger touchdown. Mike Williams, his 2nd touchdown on the season, as his guys are on the board first here tonight. Oh, I was just about to say he had missed an extra point all season, but there it is, his first miss, no good. Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. It hasn't gone particularly well for them, that's obvious. In these conditions, no points so far. They've got to get that offense on track. The question, how do they do it?
It is the age-old question, isn't it? And to me, finding a way to make sure your playmakers touch the ball without it being too exotic. meaning you don't have to go deep down the field. Maybe you hit them on those short passes on the perimeter. Make sure you just turn around and hand it to your best runner and get out of the way. Don't cause any extra stress on your offense.
And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. 10 yards is the pickup, good enough for a Jet first down. Now after the run by Hunt, here's 1st and 10. And to give this time to the tailback.
You ain't doing nothing today.
7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
On 2nd down now, it's Hunt, and not much there at all. Maybe a yard up to the 43.
Oh, yeah!
A reminder coming up just a few minutes from now, we'll send you to Jonathan Coachman and our crew in Orlando. Coach will have a look back at some of the stats and scores from yesterday's action. Now Mariota, and that is incomplete.
Trying to get that one to his tight end, and they've been trying to get the ball to him, but as of yet, unable to successfully complete one. But you know there's usually a nice comfort zone in throwing to the tight end. Great sight lines, usually right in the middle of the field.
And this one will not be returnable as it sails out of bounds.
Here we go.
At their own 27-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going. And thus far, the weather has not slowed this offense down one bit. They've looked good so far in the first half.
They certainly have. And think back to our meeting with the head coach. And we asked him because we saw the forecast for this game, didn't we? We said, hey, have you prepared for this? And he talked about the different drills that they've done in adverse conditions, the wet ball drills, things of that nature. He said, I don't think it's going to slow us down much. We tend to handle it pretty well, and he's been right.
Ready? 40. Right. 40. Switch. 36.
Watch the safety creep.
No. Off. Hey, switch gears.
On 1st and 10, Fields. And they will not get the connection there. It's incomplete. Charles, he doesn't seem to be particularly in tune with his receivers, just 2 for 7 throwing the football, but he did seem really locked in before the game.
Yeah, and that has to do with receivers sometimes. Sometimes the defenders knock them off their routes, and you're usually pretty precise. 1, 2, 3 cut, balls out of his hands to the receiver. In this case, might be off by a half step either way. They've got to find a way to get back in sync.
So 2nd down and 10. Once again, they'll go from the 40. They'll try the right side this time here with Gordon. And once again, not much running room, if any at all. Calling no gain on the run there, and now they'll be looking at a 3rd down.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
He's crashing. He's checking crash. Watch 36. 36 to Mike.
Here we go. Mike, 36. Mike, 36.
To throw on 3rd down, Fields.
You ain't going nowhere.
And a throw there going to be incomplete.
He's thrown 1 interception already, and that doesn't necessarily mean the rest of the game is going to go like that. But it does seem that he's a little bit off in his approach to this one.
Yeah, it does, and that was a risky throw right there.
Got to be careful about taking care of the ball, making sure you get back within yourself. I mean, those mechanics that they work on all the time, they're there for a reason. Kind of get back to those and maybe tamp it down a little bit.
The New York offense taking over for their next possession. We're under 20 seconds to go in the half. I'm guessing the wise play here is be safe.
And that is the wise play, because if you think about trying to fool them here, here's what you're facing. You're facing a loosened up secondary, playing a lot deeper than normal. So even if you run some type of misdirection, you're only going to fool them for a second or so. And guess what? They're so deep, they're really not going to be out of position. Take the knee, get to the locker room.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half.
And that drives coaches insane, doesn't it? When they see that happen, it just doesn't feel right, does it? Plus, you're giving up yardage.
Now a play fake here on first down. Rolling to his right. And he's going to keep it. It comes, and he lost the football. Mariota had it jarred loose. And Mariota still down. Remember, he had the knee issue in college. Hope it's not that. He's slow to get up. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back.
Greystone, travel.
Now a first down carry by Bell. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on second and short.
I know the toss play begins with the guy taking the snap and turning around and tossing it to the runner. But where the real intrigue is, can they seal the edge? Whether it's an offensive tackle or a tight end in the direction they want to run the football. If they do that, that's the result that you get, that type of a gain. If they don't, oftentimes it's not a very successful play.
And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. 2 yards, good enough for a first.
Not too many more ideal situations in 2nd and 2 in order to try and pick up a first down. They ran it and picked it up.
Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10.
We got 3. We got 3. 3 down. 3 down.
Hey, orbit. Check 91. 91 is the Mike. Mike 91. So we got man. Ready.
And now the first throw for the backup quarterback. And Anderson's got it. And all the way in. Touchdown, New York. Robbie Anderson. His 2nd touchdown on the season, as his guys can now take the lead with the extra point. And it's no good. He missed it. And the game remains tied. Oh, boy. So we're right back where we started. All even as the kick's away. This one taken just inside the 10. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
At their own 26-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves them with a 2nd and 3. So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. They'll keep it on the ground. This time it's Gordon. 2 yards on the carry there, and it's going to lead them to 3rd down. Caught by Wilson. And he's going to have a first down as he's brought down at the 44-yard line. It goes as a gain of 8, and it moves the chains.
And that one was a lot of fun right there because that was the game within the game. 3rd and short, blitz was on. What's the key for the quarterback? Get out of your hands in a hurry. And that was a quick little completion. Got the job done for a first down.
And he'll take it across midfield down into Jet territory. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1.
Some runs are blocked so well, you almost forget that someone has to carry the ball to gain the yardage. The leverage by the offensive line to create space up front, Really well done.
Army. Sponge.
To throw on second down. Fields. He's able to find Wallace. And he almost made it, but just short. Finally out of bounds, right down around the goal line. A big play there for L.A. 46 yards. They come out with one back and 3 tight ends. After the big play, a chance to finish now on 1st and goal. They'll try and sneak it here. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Los Angeles. It's their quarterback. His 2nd touchdown of the game, 17th on the year. And the Chargers have taken the lead. Footing always a concern, but the extra point's up and good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Following the touchdown, Badgley out there to kick it away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. A touchdown would tie it. They trail 13-6 as they come up with a 1st and 10. Now a run by Bell here going nowhere as they'll hit him behind the line. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down. Continues to be a struggle for this offense and this home crowd. They're growing a little restless here in the 2nd half.
And I think they've just got to look at how they're trying to move the football. Yeah, you want to run it, but maybe you spread it out, maybe some swing passes that can take the place of runs and give you a little more space.
Again, it's Bell, and he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up 3rd down.
Well, it hasn't been a whole lot of fun for Le'Veon Bell in this ball game, trying to find room to run the ball. I'm sure they're going to have to change some things up because he's so versatile. They've got to get the ball in his hands somehow and create some space because they're losing this game.
Well, and defensively, you got to key in on Bell, make him the focal point to stop, and they've been able to do that.
And he has gotten better every year he's been in the league, always adding something to his game, one of the premier runners in the NFL.
Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect. We saw this a lot in the 1st half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with them.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass. It'll be a 41-yard punt, give them 5 on the return. And it'll be Charger football here as they take over. The Charger drive about to get going, and they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
Now a throw to the end zone on 1st down, but it winds up incomplete.
We've seen good cover skills on display throughout this game, really from both teams. And there's another nice example there of them making it difficult to complete a pass.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10.
Mike 36. Mike 36. Let's go, tight end. Let's go right here now.
Throwing again. Fields Flush to his right. He'll run it. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. He'll end up getting 5 out of that, but now they're looking at third down.
How about a tip of the cap to the defense? They're working against a very mobile quarterback, but all day long they've kept him under wraps. And on that play, they held him to a short gain.
Steps away to his left. He can run for it, and he will. 8 yards that time, able to take off, and the result is a first down.
When they watch film of this game and hand out the grade sheets, he's going to really like getting a double plus on this play. Why? He scrambles and picks up a first down. But what else does he do? Protects himself by sliding and avoiding the big hit. Double plus, big-time play.
Wilson's got it complete. And all the way in for a Charger touchdown. A big play there. His 5th touchdown now on the year. For the Chargers, they're able to widen their lead. Extra point by Badgley, up and good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Following the touchdown, Badgley out there to kick it away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And picked up by the Chargers. Does the big boy have the juice? And they are going to score on the fumble return. Touchdown, L.A. We know this defense has some playmakers. We saw it right there. Well, really, we've seen it the whole game.
Isn't it nice to see that on the opposite side of the ball? Respect, my man, respect. The defensive guys are outscoring their opposing offense.
Yeah, they're outscoring him indeed with that score alone. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. And let's just say they're going to be looking to start over on this drive. A few moments ago, they were in the exact situation, but their first play led to a fumble that was returned for 6.
Yeah, you definitely have to have a short memory to play in the NFL. You got to remember what you did wrong so you don't repeat it, but you can't dwell on it because then you will repeat it, and that's what you don't want to do.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down.
25, check 25. Leo, snap.
Back to the ground, this time with Bell. And they do finally get him, but he takes it to the 25. It's a big run that time by Bell. 46 yards. So from Charger territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 25-yard line. And they'll keep it on the ground with Bell. And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. Different story this time around. We had that huge gain followed by a sizable loss here. Back now here on EA Sports. It's Jet football, but they trail here as we start the 4th quarter. 2nd and long. And he fires one that's intercepted. Derwin James with a pick. And the return will be stopped at the 34-yard line. That's not one that he's going to want to remember, but he had to get it out of the way at some point, his first career interception.
And if he's the guy that they think he is, he's not laughing it off, but he's also not going to let it affect him as the game proceeds. He's going to go back out there, still be the same confident kid, the reason that they drafted him, and go out and play.
To the 40 and no further. The razzle-dazzle, though, got him a couple extra on the play. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4. This is Gordon as they go to him again. There goes Melvin Gordon. The 30. 10. And DP goes into Jets territory before being taken down. A big play there by Gordon. 51 yards.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the fourth as it was way back in the first, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball.
And down he goes. Pressure gets him back at the 14. C.J. Mosley, the linebacker, making sure his presence is felt.
Well, that was point counterpoint, wasn't it? They decided to throw for it on 1st and goal. Instead, the defense counters with pressure, and the defense wins, getting a big sack.
First down, a bit of a disaster, and now on 2nd and goal, back even further. Going right side is White. And he's in for a Charger touchdown. A great effort there. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. For the Chargers, they're able to widen their lead. Extra point by Badgley, up and good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Following the touchdown, Badgley out there to kick it away. This will be taken very short. Trucks over him. Then he breaks it all the way out to the 38-yard line. Great return.
Go! Let's go!
The New York offense taking over for their next possession. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. Of course, they'd like to forget the inning, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
Hey, check 24.
6-6, bullet high.
Deuce. He's coming. We got double up.
On 2nd down, it's Bell. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. It'll be a loss of a yard, and they're going to face a 3rd down.
Brings up 3rd down and 2.
Here we go. 90 Wolf, Recon, 132 fighter. Get it ready.
They'll try and run for it with Bell. And that one going nowhere from the start as he's met in the backfield and goes backwards. Nothing doing on 2nd and 3rd down after that 9-yard gain on 1st. Their already slim hopes are going to ride on this one. They'll go on 4th down.
Go. Hey, seam 6, 5.
Got to try it here. He's back to throw. And they will not be able to hook up there. It's incomplete. The Jets try it, but the 4th down play doesn't work. And the Chargers will get the football back in excellent field position.
I'm coming.
Out. Check. Fresno. Check.
Off the play fake. Fields. Going long here for Wallace. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Avonte Maddox. So they get the takeaway, but that's just step 1. They still have a lot of work to do.
But they don't want to focus on that now. Now it's about getting the ball in the end zone and hoping they can take it away again.
Yeah, still 3-score game, though, 4th quarter. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. And last time they were very fortunate, this offense. They went for it on 4th, turned it over in their own territory, but the other guys held up. They didn't give up any points.
So how about the guy with the #1 headset on the sidelines, the head coach? That was planned going into it, not necessarily to not get the 1st down or to have the defense have to hold
But he
up.
trusted his defense.
Trusted his defense very much, and I think that's how he's going to play this game. Go for it, be aggressive, because I've got the Wild Bunch backing me up over here on my own sideline.
Now we'll see what his offense can do. It'll be a loss of 1, and that is going to set up a 3rd and 1.
Let's go now. 10 Tucson. 22 jet bomber.
You can't block me.
This is Bell. And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory. Give him 12 yards there, and the Jets have a first. And, Charles, you look at this offense, their struggles moving the ball well documented. Dead last in the NFL in first downs, but signs of life there.
Yeah, and you and I do, I think, a really good job of respecting the game and respecting the teams. But this squad, they're in a position now where their fan base gets excited when they pick up a first down. They cheer almost like they picked up a touchdown.
Kill, 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 turn up.
On first down, it's Bell. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. 14 yards is the pickup there at a Jet first down. So it's Jets football as we get you reset here. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score.
We got three, fellas, we got three.
Check it.
X3, 218, chopper. Snap.
They'll run on first down. Bell. Legs still churning.
Like a giant pinball.
And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 14 yards is the pickup there at a Jet first down.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old-school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run, got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
Saw through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now. On first down, they'll run with Hunt. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down. This linebacking core, they've done a good job of keeping that running game in check, haven't they?
They certainly have, and what they'll also do when this game is over is thank the guys up front, the big defensive line, because they've kept them clean, so to speak. Not letting blockers get to them, allowing them to run to the football and keep that running game bottled up.
On 2nd down, it's Bell, and he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down.
How about that, partner? That happened in a hurry. Sudden, explosive, gets into the backfield and spills the play.
And he was AFC Defensive Player of the Week last week because of plays just like that. Couple of plays sent them the wrong way, and now they face a 3rd and 14.
Hey, wahoo!
They'll look to throw here. And this one into the hands of DJ Shark. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
First and goal at the 5-yard line.
So this crowd will not go home happy. It's a victory for our visitors, and they were buoyed, Charles, by a big second half that put this one on ice.
So you get the sense that whatever was said at halftime obviously hit home. I think it's a little bit more than that, though. Obviously, there are words that are said, and, hey, come on, guys, we have to play better. But sometimes it's just sharpening your execution, sharpening your focus, and maybe doing the things you practiced all week without major adjustments, just doing them better, and that got it done in this one.
So for our visitors, their strong start to the year continues as they're up to 5-1. And they'll be able to enjoy this one through the bye week before they get back at it again. Meanwhile, for the Jets, they can't quite seem to turn things around as they fall into 2-4 now on the year. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports.